Hello students, in this video I am going to help you recall the chapter in the way as it would be asked for the exams. And the chapter which I am going to deal with is chapter 4, Everything I Need to Know I Learned in the Forest, written by Vandana Shiva. This unit is written by a great ecologist, Vandana Shiva, taken from her two different articles. Initially, my points would be about Vandana's liking about ecology and her involvement in it. Undoubtedly, it was her father who was a forest conservator and her mother their profession, which had created a passion in her regarding ecology. Besides, the surroundings in which she lived, the Himalayan region, also was a driving force. Her involvement in the contemporary ecological movement began with Chipko. Chipko is a non-violent response to large-scale deforestation that was taking place in the Himalayan region in 1970s. Meanwhile, the peasant women of the Garhwal region had come out in defense of the forests. Fortunately, these women had native wisdom of realizing the importance of forests in the form of springs and streams, fodder and fuel. They had protested against a ruthless cutting of trees on a large scale, which resulted in floods, landslides, scarcity of water, fodder and fuel. As they were in charge of meeting the day-to-day requirements, they knew the burden of walking extra miles to meet all these needs. They had declared that they would hug the trees and the loggers would have to kill them before cutting the trees. In 1973, before Vandana had to leave for Canada, she was disgusted to see that her favorite forest of the Himalayan region was cut down in a large scale, due to which the streams over there had dried up. This forced her to become a volunteer for the Chipko movement by making padayatras, documenting the extent of deforestation and the work of the forest activists, and spreading the real intention of Chipko movement. My next points would be about the courage and resistance of Bachani Devi and other peasant women of Advani against felling down of trees in their region. It was in the year 1977 in the Himalayan region of Advani, Bachani Devi, led by other peasant women of her region, protested against her own husband, who had got a contract from the forest officials to cut down trees. They held lighted lanterns as a sign of protest, though it was broad daylight. The women wanted the forest officers to come out of their ignorance. They felt that the officials needed enlightenment to save the trees and thus be responsible. The foresters mocked at them that they lacked the knowledge of the economic value of their forest. They thought that the women were ignorant. The women retorted and sang back in chorus that the forests bore soil, water and pure air. The native wisdom of the peasant women is highly commendable. My next points would be about Vandana's Navdanya farm. Navdanya is a brainchild of Vandana Shiva. It is a movement for biodiversity conservation and organic farming, which she started in 1987. Later, when she realized that they needed a farm for demonstration and training the farmers to promote a biodiversity intensive form of farming, she set up Navdanya Farm in 1994. She opined that our failure to respect biodiversity and its functions is the cause of impoverishment of our nature and culture. So, Navdanya Farm was set up in the Doon Valley of the Uttarakhand province to transfer the knowledge of biodiversity which she had learnt in the Himalayan region. She proudly states that they could conserve 630 varieties of rice and nearly 150 varieties of wheat in more than 100 community seed banks across India. She firmly believes that the only way in which the food and nutrition crisis of our country can be solved is by conserving biodiversity in our farms. She also claims to help the farmer change their chemical-based monoculture farming to biodiverse farming nourished by the sun and the soil. My next points are about the concept of Earth University and how it is said to be different from other universities. Earth University is located at Navdanya, which is a biodiversity farm in the Doon Valley of the Himalayan region. Earth University teaches Earth democracy. It means that all the species are at freedom to evolve within this web of life. It also makes the human beings aware of his responsibilities being a member of the Earth family to recognize, protect and respect the rights of other species on the earth. This concept of Earth democracy is to bring a shift in our perspective from being self-centered to a global approach. It has a view that considers the whole environment as important without individual preference. It is a system of thought where the focus is on conserving the existing ecosystem that is needed to provide and sustain life on Earth. Earth University is different from other universities as it is ecocentric, while the other universities are anthropocentric. The other universities focus on protecting and sustaining human life on the earth. My next views are about eco-apartheid or separatism with reference to nature. Separatism is man's belief that he is the only living entity and not one among nature. This thought of separateness is indeed the reason for man to have a disharmony and violence against nature and people around him. As a South African environmentalist, Cormac Cullinan opines, apartheid, which ruled South Africa dreadfully, was nothing but separateness of people on the basis of color. Vandana Shiva tells that this idea of separatism has encouraged man to exploit the earth as a raw material for setting up industries. This finally resulted in the destruction of the vibrant earth and other coexisting species. She firmly believes that we need to bridge the gap between man and nature before it widens. She is scared of the consequences and urges us to do something to overcome a deeper apartheid, which is also called as eco-apartheid. Eco-apartheid is based on the illusion of separateness of human from nature in our minds and lives. My next points regarding this chapter would be about how conservation of biodiversity is crucial for the sustenance of nature and human society. As As viewed by Rabindranath Tagore, the earth nurtures millions of biodiversity as it houses millions of ecosystem. Biodiversity ensures abundance, freedom, cooperation, and mutual giving. Tagore argues that forests have served as a source of material and intellectual regeneration since time immemorial. Man's evolution was also in the forest. The culture of the forest has fueled the culture of Indian society. The culture that has arisen in the forest is nurtured by the unifying principle of life in diversity and that of democratic pluralism. We are united with nature through our relationship with the forest. The forest teaches us union, compassion, and enoughness. He tells us that every species on the earth has its own influence on this earth, which cannot be substituted by the other species. The role of every species on this earth is unique. They can also be seen living in cooperation with the other species. This unity in diversity seen in the forest should serve as a model for the human society. If this unity is not seen, or even though it is seen, if it is not imbibed in human beings, it would definitely lead to conflict, greed, exploitation, and finally lead to impoverishment of our nature and culture. Therefore, sustenance of nature and society is possible only by the conservation of biodiversity. Thus, Shantiniketan, a forest school of learning started by Rabindranath Tagore, helps its inmates to take inspiration from nature. He further tells us that one has to enjoy through renunciation and not through greed of possession. The joy of living begins only with the end of consumerism and accumulation. Vandana Shiva tells us finally that forest alone can show us the way beyond the conflict in our mind regarding greed and compassion, conquest and cooperation, or violence and harmony. She firmly believes that forest is the only thing which teaches the value of diversity, freedom, and coexistence to human beings. With these points, I would like to wind up my ideas regarding the chapter, Everything I Need to Know I Learnt in the Forest, written by Vandana Shiva. This video would surely help 2nd PUC students to write their annual examination on June 18, 2020, as I have only given a bird's eye view or a gist regarding the chapter. Thank you.